Hello, my name is Stephen Baker of Prairie Flower Leather Company, and this is a tutorial on how to put a 1917 liner into your 1917 Doughboy shell. When you get your liner, it will be packed in a plastic bag in the same manner as it goes into the helmet. Open up the bag, pull out your liner. There is the liner, and there are also two small rivets. The reason we pack in two is because people usually tend to lose one. You set those aside for now. One thing that you might want to take note is how the chin strap buckle is put onto the chin strap before you take it apart. We'll get into that a little later, but look the liner over, take a look, make sure you see how everything is put together, and then you can disassemble it. Take the top pad off. We use just a spray adhesive you can purchase at any hardware store, and what you're going to want to do with that is you're going to want to spray a little bit on the top pad, and also on the inside of your shell. Just like that. We'll let those sit there and dry for a minute or two. Now, while those are drying, we can take apart our chin strap. That is just a matter of pulling the buckle out and then pulling it out of the D-ring on this side and then taking the buckle off of the chin strap. Now, when you go to place the pad in the top of the shell, one of the easiest things to do is take a nail or something fairly sharp and pokey and run up through the bottom of that so that you have something to run your pad down on. I use a small tool like this. I go up through the bottom of the helmet. It gives me a point. I take my pad, fold it in half, put the hole on the point, and then make sure that it's straightened up inside the shell. If you have the British version of this liner, you will want to install the dome nut, or the rubber dome ring underneath of this pad. And then when that pad is up there in the bottom, up there in the top of the helmet, you push it down. You'll have a few little wrinkles here and there. You just take your finger and smooth those out. And there you go. And you can pull your nail or whatever you happen to use to go up in there out, and everything is lined up. Now, you will notice on the inside of the liner there is the tag. It says tighten cord and adjust net to fit the head. The sequence that this goes in is you'll have the rivet, copper rivet, the washer, and the tag, and that goes through the top strap of your chin strap. Now, most of these old helmets have a seam in the back. Whether the seam goes to the back or to the front is up to you. Most of the helmets that I've seen, the seam has been in the back. So here is the back of our seam on the liner and the back seam on the shell. You just place your liner in like this, poke the rivet through the hole. Now your two chin strap D-rings go through the D-rings on the shell. Just bring them through like that, and you're good to go. You'll notice that the rivet sticks out of the top of the shell about 3/8 of an inch. We have to cut this rivet off because it's too long. One of the quote-unquote special tools we use is a 3/4 inch diameter bolt. You can purchase this at any hardware store for a couple of bucks. It's 5 inches long, 4 inches will do. The unique thing about this bolt is it has a cup in the top by the threads that the head of the brass or the copper rivet will just fit into, and it makes an excellent anvil. You can clamp this bolt into a vise. You can set this bolt on a hard surface, be it wood, concrete, or in my case I have a cast iron plate here that I use. But it makes an extremely good work surface. So what you want to do is you want to take the head of this bolt, or the cupped part by the threads, put it on the rivet head, turn your helmet over, and lay it just like that, and you have the perfect anvil for the top of that rivet. Now, you want to take a pair of side cutters, pair of nippers, whatever you happen to have, and you'll want to cut the top of that rivet off so that just about a little over an eighth of an inch of the rivet shows up above the top of the helmet. You want to take a hammer, it can be a ball peen hammer, it can be a nailing hammer, it doesn't really matter.